Good evening to all. I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna go straight into it so we don't waste time. Okay, so the Bloom's taxonomy that I have used that align with my objectives are remembering. Learners will memorize important terms related to data handling, such as knowing that data is information or facts that are collected by people, objects, or events for a specific purpose. Survey is a way of collecting information by asking people a set of questions. And my second objective, Bloom's taxonomy, is going to be application. Learners should be able to sort responses into appropriate categories and record the information accurately. Learners can implement a survey asking fellow classmates what is their favorite food from these titles: hot dogs, chip rolls, pizzas, burgers, and pasta. Learners will construct a bar graph putting all of the information in its rightful categories. Third objective, Bloom's taxonomy, will be analyzing. Learners will need to be able to read tally tables and know what information is needed in order to calculate the answers to the short questions. Why these lesson plans are important. Introduction is one of them. It's important as this encourages teachers to slowly introduce the content in fun and engaging ways to motivate learners to be more interested in learning more. During the stage, learners will be asked questions about what they think the content entails, which build their creative thinking skills. Development is the second one. It is important as this stimulates the brain and allows learners to process information better by actively engaging by adapting what they were taught into creativity, problem solving, and critical thinking. This allows teachers to measure what are learners' strengths and weaknesses by learners doing activities where they would have to put their knowledge to create something using it. Consideration is the third one. It's essential because it moves new information from temporary holding to permanent memory. It helps learners understand concepts deeply, perform skills and automatically, and use their knowledge in different contexts. ICT tools, which stands for the Information Communication Technology, are the digital devices, applications, and networks used to create, save, send, and manage information. They include both the physical equipment used and the software that connects people globally. The ones I have used are Excel, Word, and Kahoot. They were used effectively by Activity 1 being Kahoot, with tests whether learners can match the correct term to its meaning. Learners will see whether they went wrong and will actively remember the meanings as they will be actively engaged, and will be repetitive as they will do the quiz for the second time. Activity 2, which was Excel, will test learners to apply their knowledge. Learners will have to sort the answers to the correct category. This will help them be actively engaged and will show me whether they know how to differentiate and categorize. Also shows whether they know their terms and have applied it correctly, such as constructing the correct way to design a bar graph. Activity 3, which is Word, will test whether learners know how to look for certain information to calculate the answers and show me whether they are able to read graphs and tally tables. The SAMR model is a framework by Dr. Ruben Putendura, I'm so sorry for butchering that name, that ranks how teachers use technology in the classrooms. It stands for the substitution, augmentation, modification, redefinition, and it helps teachers see if digital tools are just replacing old methods or truly upgrading how students learn. The 4 levels of SAMR are substitution, tech, which is tech replaces an old tool with 0 changes to the task, such as typing an essay on a computer instead of writing it by hand. Augmentation is when tech replaces an old tool but adds helpful features that improve the task. Example, typing in a cloud document to use digital spell check, formatting, and word counts. Modification is tech that allows teachers to completely redesign the original assignment. Example, writing a public blog post where peers can leave comments and feedback. Redefinition is tech that enables brand new learning activities that were impossible before, such as turning an essay topic into a podcast with embedded videos. Therefore, my Excel and Word activities are substitution, as it replaces an old tool with 0 changes, such as creating bar graphs electronically and answering worksheets electronically too, which stimulates creativity as learners can experiment with different features on their laptop. Kahoot is modification, as this allows teachers to redesign quizzes on paper, which encourages learner engagement, as it is an educational game that will help learners retain information better. Teacher and learner roles are: the teacher will explain instructions to the learners on how to use these ICT tools and assist learners where necessary. The teacher will ask learner questions and actively engage with them. Teacher will give them the activity, and the teacher will walk around the classroom setting to see who needs assistance. The teacher will do corrections with the learners towards the end of the lessons to see their strengths and weaknesses. The learners will pay attention to the teacher, answer the questions asked. If they need assistance, they will ask the teacher throughout the lesson. The learners will complete the activities given using these ICT tools and do corrections with the teacher to see where they have went wrong and to correct that. Um, my reflection on effectiveness on ICT is that it can be a great tool for learners to be introduced and acclimatized to, especially with how everything uses technology nowadays. And technology can be extremely creative and engaging, as it can be very interactive, and learners will be accommodated by technology using many types of learning skills such as visual, listening, and kinesthetic, which will help learners retain and understand information better. My main fear of using technology in classroom is due to the rise of AI. Learners primarily use it in Google to find their information, and therefore struggle to summarize or find keywords, as Google will quickly provide you with answers and textbooks, as you would have to actively find it reading and skimming. So they struggle with literacy comprehension skills and a very short attention span because of Google. Which I have seen learners struggling to do during my practicals. Learners struggle to understand what straightforward questions are asking them, as well they do not have patience to read and do their work properly. Instead of completely migrating technology, I think there should be a balance between ICT and old school methods, such as playing Kahoot with learners, but also giving them word searches to do and case studies to improve their summarizing skill. Inclusive teaching. Activity 1 accommodates learners with ADHD, as quizzes are short spurts of information which help people who struggle with memory to learn and remember faster. Activity 2 accommodates visual learners, as learners will be actively involved in constructing a bar graph. This will allow learners to see and understand how to design bar graphs in the correct manner. Activity 3 is for learners who have dyscalculia, that accommodates them by using tally marks, which gives learner a clear visual representation of quantity through one-to-one correspondence. This supports learners who find abstract numbers difficult by allowing them to understand quantity visually before representing it with numerical digits. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so sorry for being over 5 minutes. Thank you.